Welcome to the Multi21 Racing Community channel on YouTube for tonight's live commentary of round 8 of the Group 3 Centenary League. Coming to you from Tokyo Expressway South. So drivers at the moment are just going through a warm-up period. We'll then have qualifying for 15 minutes and we'll be looking to have lights out at approximately 8:30. A bit of information about the track. Tokyo South. So it's made up of circuit made up of public highway roads. Tokyo Expressway is a fictional track within Gran Turismo. But the roads that the track is based on are pretty close to reality. So in certain areas they've taken out on and off ramps to give better visibility of corners and turns, etc. So if you go on Google Maps, you'll recognise certain sections of the track. In terms of racing, it's quite a high-speed circuit. The slowest corner being the hairpin at the northern tip of the circuit, which is also, strangely enough, for racetracks, is actually the entrance of the pit lane, or pit lane entry. The pits themselves are installed in an underground car park. And the unusual nature of the pit location is that it's actually approximately halfway around a lap before you go into pit entry. Next slowest point of the track would be the chicane. The chicane is well guarded by sausage curbs on the entrance and exit. Catch them too hard and the car will be chucked well out of position. So a little bit of info as to how things stand in the Group 3 league at the moment. It is season 6 and it is round 8. So the latest league standings: Jared McKinley, race name Jack So It Is, in the Supra, is top of the leaderboard, 330 points. Second place, Timeless King Racer, Aaron Santos, in the Supra again, 14 points behind, so very close between 1 and 2. Wendigo, Travis Yonicus, brings us into third place in the GTR. He's 42 points behind the leader in P3. Pleasurecraft, Tadas Udis in the Mustang, 4th. Sherlock, Chris Shear in the GTO, 5th. Wibbly Wobbly Ant, Anthony Gayer, Supra, 6th position. In 7th, another Timeless driver, Judicial, Sergio Cagnelli in the Supra. P8, Ugolo Hulk, Ivan Nodland in the Mustang. P9, one of M21's very own, Marky B, Mark Burnop in the Mustang Group. Another M21 driver, the G, Child 79, Greg Bellamachina in the AMG. P11, another M21 driver, Falcon, Andrew Ferrugia in the Audi R8. P12, Vinny 90, Adam Vine, Beetle. P13, M21's very own, Darwin 70, Justin J in the Renault RS. P14, SLDH 2015, Simon Horbury in a BMW Z4. P15, we have a Multi21 Community racer in Black Mamba 24, Michael Boucher in the Supra. P16, Philly 168, Phil Marner, GTO, and bringing up the rear. And the M21s, Fire Woodman, Keith Madge in the Supra. So plenty to fight for as we get up at the top of the table. Wendigo will be looking to make up some ground. He has missed 2 rounds of the championship so far, so he could possibly have been in better places if he was able to make all races. I just caught a quick glimpse there of Falcon. I think he wanted to turn right rather than left. So we're approaching the start of qualifying, and we have 6 cars entered into the race at the moment. There's a few drivers yet to join us. The league's currently holding 17 drivers. So here we go for qualifying. Sherlock first car out on his out lap. Time is King Racer. Out on track. Everyone on soft tyres. So whilst drivers are on their out laps and prepping themselves for some flying laps, a little bit more about the track. As I said earlier on, it's a fast, high speed flowing track. Slowest point of the track is the one hairpin on the circuit at the northern end. Generally, for most of the lap, the cars will be at full throttle. Most of the corners are high speed, medium speed corners. The trickiness with them is the throttle needs to be balanced through the corner too much, and cars will experience a lot of understeer on the exit, compromising carry through speed. And obviously not enough speed is going to kill the lap pace and not make for a very good qualifying lap. Drivers have to be very disciplined to stay away from the limits of the track. There's barriers and walls are all penalty areas. Very tricky chicane with those sausages. I just caught a glimpse of King Racer catching the inside sausage and threw his car across the track. Sherlock caught a bit of understeer. Yugalau Hulk has gone top of the leaderboard with a 132. Still only 6 cars in the lobby for tonight's race. Time this race has gone top of the leaderboard with a 1:31.6. That's 4/10 inside Ugolo Hulk's time. We'll stop on board with Marky B as he sets off on another flying lap safely through turn 1, turn 2. And looks he's picked up a 0.5 penalty somewhere or, early on. Down the ramp to the hairpin. Heavy on the brakes, picking up the throttle as soon as he can. Sherlock exits in the pits. She stays off the racing line and leaves Marky to carry on with his flying lap. Good sportsmanship. Marky B serving his penalty just before the end of the lap. Sherlock is setting off on a fast lap. Ugolo Hulk has improved his time to a 1:32.02. 5/100th improvement. Judicial's time is Judicial's gone P2. He's a 10.5 behind pole position, 2/10 ahead of Ugolo Hulk. Sherlock P4. A few pit stops going on at the moment. Drivers getting fresh tyres on for a final assault. So about 5 minutes of qualifying left. Sherlock's gone top of the leaderboard, 131.5. Yellow Hulk is looking very tidy, but is that quick enough? So surely this is a flying lap now. Qualifying period coming to an end. We'll stick with Yellow Hulk and see if he can nick the top spot with the last lap of the race. Last lap of qualifying, I should say. Race to come shortly, of course. Nicely through the chicane. Coming round the final corner. Takes a checker flag. Doesn't improve his position. So, the end of qualifying. Sherlock with a 131.56. A 10th back, timeless King Racer. A 10th ahead of Yellow Hulk in P3. Timeless Judicial in P4. Markey in P5. And Falcon in final place, P6. So good luck to everybody in the race. 6 cars in the race, so everybody's in line for a good chunk of points tonight. Opportunity to catch up on for King Racer. Closed a 14-point deficit to position 1 in the league. Wendigo's not present either. Pleasurecraft's not present, so Sherlock can advance up the table tonight. So, 31 laps. Focus and concentration. Stay away from the wall, but get as close to it as you like. Ivan hasn't brought his wellies tonight. He's asking for a WC break. How posh is that? WC break. So it's out and we're away. Rolling start. And away we go. Sherlock P1, King Racer P2, Yugolo Hulk P3. Already looking interested, going on the outside of turn 1. And he's up into P2. Everyone's safely away from the start. King Racers in P3 is keeping close attention to the back of Yugolo Hulk. He's wanting that place back. And it looks like we've lost King Racer at the hairpin. Judicial's up into P3. Falcon is up into P4. King Racer's dropped down to P5 and Marky B is in P6. Marky B seems to be a little out of place at the moment. Marky B's King Racer's dropped down to P6. It looks like he's had another off. We stick with Falcon for he's putting pressure on the back bumper. Timeless. Falcon's picked up the barrier on the exit to the hairpin. Timeless Judicial has got a bit of oversteer and ended up in the wall on the exit of the hairpin. Falcon has moved himself up into P3. Marky B and King Racer seem to be in real trouble. They're a long way back already. So 1.2, 1.1 the gap now between P1 and P2. Those two guys are 4 seconds ahead of P3 now. So private individual battles developing as we approach the halfway point of lap 3. tyre strategies may be at play here. Marky B in P5 has left King Racer a long way behind now in P6. King Racer is about almost half a lap down on the leaders. Sherlock is maintaining that gap of 1.2 at the front. Yugoslav Hulk pushing with a personal best in the last sector. Sherlock's took that first entry to the chicane sausage very hard indeed, but survives, still holding a 1.1 gap, so managing to keep just outside the slipstream. P3 and 4 are 5 seconds behind now. A healthy distance between P3 and P4. Marky in P5 is further back. As the leaders enter the hairpin, King Racer is starting his 4th lap. Hulk still pushing, sets another personal best. Sherlock has pushed the lead out to 1.5. Gap between P3 and P4 is increasing. Sherlock has come into the pits. He's looking to get off hard tyres. That's quite impressive, leading the race on the first stint with hard tyres. King Racer to come into the pits. He's getting off hard tyres. Sherlock rejoins the race in P5. Hulk is staying out for another lap. We'll jump on board with King Racer for a lap as he gives us a tour around this fast flowing circuit. Personal best for King Racer. Marky B has posted a 1:32.4, fastest lap of the race so far. So that was a nice little demonstration lap on board with King Racer. House and personal best 1:33.7. Juggalo Hulk is in P3, 13 seconds down on Marky B. 4 seconds ahead is Sherlock, who was pitted. Oh, that was close to the wall then. Marky B has gone faster again with a 1:31.9, fastest lap of the race so far. Juggalo Hulk exiting the hairpins, getting very close to the barrier on the outside. Clearly pushing hard. Juggalo Hulk nice and tidy through the chicane, around the final corner, a full throttle corner. Set to personal best 1:32.9. We'll take a ride with the fastest man on the track at the moment, Marky B. One of M21's ambassadors. He's got a 10-second lead over Sherlock now. Although there's only 6 cars in the race, I have managed to lose my bearings as whether people are pitted or not. I'm not too sure if Marky B's pitted, and I'm not too sure if Juggalo Hulk has pitted. Juggalo Hulk was leading the race. If he hasn't pitted, he's obviously had a problem somewhere to find himself down in P3. RQB has extended that gap at the front to 11.4 seconds. Clearly pushing hard coming as he come through the chicane over the start finish line, and he's half a second outside his quickest lap time now, so maybe he hasn't pitted on tyres are wearing. We'll see soon enough. So the field is extremely spread out now. There's 3/4 of a lap between P1 and P6. We're just under a third through the race at this point. Cars on the flip strategy, hard tyres, starting with hard tyres, and they've all come into the pits and ditched them. So Juggalo Hulk is on the push at the moment. He's closed the gap to P2 from 4 seconds to 3.1 in the last couple of laps. So with the field so spread out and little competitive battling on the track at the moment, a little bit about Tokyo, Japan. Car cultures all across the world differ from one region to another. Americans are very into oval racing and drag racing and quarter mile strip racing, 8 mile strip racing. In Japan, they've gone a completely different direction. They're well known for drifting and being the home of performance car drifting. And we've got a Fast and Furious movie, Tokyo Drift, in recognition of that. But they've also got some weird and wonderful customs. They've taken extreme cambers to extreme limits. Some of the cars just wouldn't be able to run on a racetrack. The camber on the wheels at such an extreme angle. Big fat little I say big fat, but fat little trolley wheels on big sedan cars, with the camber set at extreme angles, almost cartoon-like. Another element of the custom culture is they'll have 8-foot exhaust pipes coming out the back and up into the air, the back of the cars, or something similar where they'll have the exhaust pipe coming out from underneath the front doors and 6, 7, 8 foot up into the air, painted all sorts of weird and wonderful colours, or lit up with colourful LED lights. They also go very big for custom paints. They do a lot of anonymity and got black and white adult cartoons, bit of bestiality in there somewhere. But their favourite characters from those genres they'll have customised onto their cars. Indeed, in Gran Turismo, if you go into the showcase and go to car liveries, you'll see quite a few examples of guys livering their cars in the cartoon anime. I can't pronounce that word, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Yeah. Another aspect of, you know, the other side of the world in America, they're mad into acceleration and how quick the motor can accelerate and what top speed it can hit by the quarter mile mark, etc., etc. In Japan, they're very much into getting a top speed out of their respective cars. So GTOs, 200 GTOs will meet up in a big shopping centre car park and they'll take themselves to the highway and they will accelerate on the highway until it can't accelerate no more, and they'll be looking for extremely high speeds. GTOs are known to have been beyond 216 miles per hour. And the interesting thing is that they're racing on the public road, but as soon as a car from the member of the public appears, they all shut down and they all disappear. So they have got safety in mind. It's very rare that they're interrupted by the local bobbies, and they're pretty much left to get on with it, which I think is testament to the fact that they do police their own so-called illegal events. RQB still holds fastest lap, but Sherlock is set a flyer, and Sherlock is up into P1. Ugolo is 3.8 seconds behind, so that gap has remained pretty constant all the way through the pit stop phase. Marky B is down in P4, so he's been into the pits. So we jump on board with Marky B because he's applying some pressure to Judicial, and we might see some overtaking action. So the only bit of action we've seen so far was turn 1 on lap 1, and Ugolo's gone round the outside to take P2. Marky B's taken a lot of sausage there and got away with it. And closed up to within 6/10. So you'll have slipstream all the way down here into turn 1. Very close to the back of Judicial now. Exit this corner will be his next opportunity down into the hairpin. He's a little bit far back now, 7/10. It'll take some lunge to get an overtake done now. So, a very good clean exit. He got on the power a lot earlier than Judicial, so he's right back on his bumper, applying pressure. This is a long old drag here. So plenty of slipstream for Mark to take advantage of. Oh, Mark's gone wide, clipped the wall. Dirty air. So 1.3 down on Judicial now, so he'll be getting back to work again to close that down. Plenty of oversteer exits in the chicane. Gaps widened to 1.7. It's quite a race developing between P5 and P6, so we'll jump on board with Falcon. So Sherlock P1, Ugolo P2, Judicial P3, followed closely by Marky P4, King Racer P5, Falcon P6. That gap from Falcon to King Racer was opened up now to 1.5 seconds. So we'll head back and stick with Marky B. So he's looking to close the gap again. He already holds fastest lap of the race and he's gone purple in sector 2. Exiting the chicane within slipstream. He's gained an awful lot of ground in the chicane. So Judicial has just scraped the wall. Marky's scraped the wall. Marky B picked up a bit of oversteer on the exit at the final corner, and that's put his offside front nose into the right hand barrier. But he's persevering. He's 3/10 behind Judicial. Relentless pressure into the hairpin. Both cars getting good exits from the hairpin. Judicial has just understeered across the track and clipped the outside barrier, and that's given Marky the opportunity to slip down the inside. So Marky B's up into P3. So consistent pressure there. Both drivers making errors here and there, but Marky's maintained pressure. But Timeless is not prepared to sit back, and he's closed right up on the back of Marky, looking for the inside line. Into the final corner, coming down into the chicane, 4/10 the gap. Marky throws a little bit more caution to the wind and opens the gap up on the exit of the hairpin. So over the start finish line, 9/10 between the two. Sherlock still P1, he's extended the gap to Ugolo Hook in P2. Another good exit from Marky B out of the hairpin. Judicial's into the pits. Lap 18. He's getting rid of his softs. Just jumped on with Falcon in P6, and he's had a bad time at the exit of the hairpin. He's dropped quite a way back off P5 now. He's just exited the pits. So P5 and P4 is about the closest two cars on the track at the moment, 2.7 seconds separating the two. Judicial's got some fresh rubber on and he'll be looking to get himself back up the field. Fuel to the end of the race. Sherlock's coming to the pits from P1, Hull takes over P1. Sherlock is ditching medium tyres. Marky B's into the pits. Sherlock has gone on to softs. Marky B's going on to softs for his final stint. We'll have a ride on board with Hull, who's just started, lap 21. Using as much track as he possibly can, getting as close to the barriers as he dares. Down into the hairpin. That looks like Falcon, that's just ahead of him in P6. And Hull takes himself into the pits. Sherlock is coming down into the hairpin now. So Sherlock will carry on this onboard lap for us. Takes the lead. Hull's managed to get out of the pits ahead of P3. Eight and a half seconds down on P1 at the minute. Nice, so Sherlock nice and calm through the chicane. Good exit out the final corner. So we got Sherlock on soft tyres, Hull has gone on to soft, Marky B's gone on to soft, so everybody on soft tyres for the final stint. Sherlock's just getting a little bit ragged at this point. Touching the barriers here and there. So there's a real fight on now for fastest lap of the race as fuel loads lighten between these top three. 9 laps to go. Sherlock's got a commanding lead of 8.5 seconds. Marky B's exiting the hairpin and is about 12 seconds behind P2. So an extremely spread out field, albeit 6 cars in attendance. Sherlock a little ragged in the chicane there, so consistency is what he's looking for at the moment. Purple sector for Sherlock, down into the hairpin. We want a nice exit here. Oh, that car rotated nicely. Yeah, he's gained a second with that exit out of the hairpin. Lost a bit of time in that sector though. Marky B seems to be king of the castle in sector 2. So Yugola just lapping P6 very quick to get out of the road. Another example of the sportsmanship you'll find at M21 Racing Community. So Yuglo Hulk's losing ground on P1 and Marky B is inching ever so inch by inch getting closer, but I don't think there's enough laps in the race for him to make any big impact. So Sherlock in P1 8.5 seconds ahead of P2, further 15.5 seconds back to P3. Timeless Judicial in P4 as Yugolo Hulk passes a purple sector. King Racer P5 and Falcon in P6. Yugolo Hulk making a nice exit from the hairpin. So it looks like patch 1.30 yesterday morning has repaired the camera issues we've been having for the last couple of weeks. Yugoslav Holkman is the fastest man in the track now with a 1:31.6. Sherlock still commands that 8.5 second gap out in front. So Sherlock has just posted a personal best lap time of 1:31.8. So 2/10 off the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Tyres should be well warmed up, nice and sticky at this point. Purple in sector 1. Wanting a good exit out of this hairpin. It's the critical corner of the circuit. And he had a bit more space on the exit there that he could have used. So we'll see how that leaves him at the end of sector 2. Yeah, that exit from the hairpin has cost him half a second, so he's 2/10 red at this stage. Maintaining the gap to P2 though at 8.5 seconds, the laps are ticking by. We're into lap 28 now, so 4 laps to go. Sherlock purple by 9/100ths, sector 1. Oh, problems with the exits of the hairpin. This time he's having to come out with the pedal. Gap to P2 is still steady at 8.5. So the chasing man in the field at the moment, the Juggalo Hulk in P2. Comes across the start finish line. House of 1:31.7, which is a 10th outside, fastest lap. Safely round turn 1, turn 2, quickly into turn 3, turn 4. Patient with the throttle, down the ramp to approach the hairpin. 3/10 red on sector 1. Tyres will be getting a bit scratchy at this point. They've been on the cars 4 or 5 laps now. Got to be very patient coming off the outer exit. So back with the leader. 8.2 seconds the gap to P2. So well in command of this race at this stage. Into the hairpin for the second last chicane for the second last time. So we'll jump on board as the leader for this final lap. Field is very spread out still. Sherlock just cruising now at this stage, good healthy gap, no pressure. Down into the chicane for the last time. Final corner. He's celebrating already. There's the flag in the distance. Converts pole into P1. Yugoslav Hut takes the flag in P2. Marky B coming through the chicane for the last time, round the final bend, and he's looking for that man with the black and white flag. P3, job done. Judicial through the chicane for one last time. Checkered flag, P4. King Racer into the chicane. This is choreographed. So the distance between all the cars is the distance of the chicane to the start finish line. Exiting the final corner. takes the checkered flag P5. Falcon brings up the rear in P6. So well done everybody, and congratulations to P1, P2 and P3. Fastest lap of the race went to Juggalo Hulk with a 1:31.6. So bonus point there for Juggalo Hulk. So a quiet race. We did see two nice overtaking moves, particularly turn one on lap one. Juggalo Hulk round the outside to get himself up into P2. So that's the end of tonight's action. See you all next week for round 9. Take care. Goodbye.